Hey, everybody. It's Sergeant K here, and it's time for another Sergeant K's Corner. Um, I got some thoughts going on in my head that have been going on in my head for a while that I want to talk about today. Today is Election Day, so that should tell you that it's November 5th, and I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope that you all got out and vote. Remember, if you don't get out and vote, you're part of the problem, and you have no right to complain about things, but you probably will anyway. I mean, if you're not going to be part of the cure, then you're part of the problem. This election is important. I feel in my years, my long 64 years, that this is probably the most important election of my lifetime. And a large part of that is because this country has been so divided. Yeah. You know, you've got a lot of young people out there that have been protesting and people saying this and people saying that. Well, those young people didn't grow up in the era when we grew up. They didn't grow up having to do bomb drills in school because of being worried about Russians dropping nuclear warheads on our major cities and things like that. A lot of these younger people don't even remember 9/11. So they've kind of grown up in this little bitty American bubble where everything is just fine. Well, now it's not fine. And they have no common sense and want everything for free and don't want to start in the mailroom and work their way up into management. They want to start out in management and become the CEO. I hate to tell you, but that's not the way life works. But I digress. The other thing that seems to be the topic is wanting government to do everything for you. That is bad. Okay, that's not freedom. That's dependence on government. And anytime government is going to put money into anything, government's going to control it. And money has to come from somewhere. There's no such thing as free college. Nope. Taxpayers, guys like me, would have to pay for that. Now, you didn't like high school, or maybe you did, but high school's free for the most part. Parents didn't pay tuition. They might have had to pay for sports or something like that because of the budgets of the school districts. But, that comes out of people's homeowners' property taxes and things of that type. But the big beefs, the price of food and the price of gas. And we're all feeling it. We're all feeling it. And we have a right to beef about it. And, in fact, we should. We should complain about it, and we should complain about it loudly because it's completely not necessary. Completely not necessary. The price of gas went up after President Biden took office. Why? Because we stopped using our own oil, and he wanted to go everything supposedly green. And I say supposedly green because it's not green. It's truly not green, and I could do a breakdown on that, but that's another Sergeant K for another time. And the price of groceries, because the price of gas goes up, the price of diesel goes up. It costs more to ship the stuff to the supermarkets. That goes up. People want pay increases. Those go up, so guess what? Prices continue to climb. But, and it's a big but, here's the thing. I still see the weed shops, the marijuana dispensaries are kicking it with business. I still see people buying cigarettes. I still see people buying alcohol. I still see the casino parking lot packed every day. Now, here's where I'm going to make some people irritated. And keep in mind, it's my show, my opinion, And if you don't like it, don't watch again, because I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. If you have money to go to the casino and gamble, or if you think that you are going to go there and hit it big and have the money you need, you're an idiot. Those are for-profit businesses. Guess what? They're there to make money. Stop. If you are spending money on cigarettes, stop. If you are spending money on lottery tickets, stop. The marijuana dispensaries, that's just the government taking advantage of people who are addicted to marijuana. They allow it to be sold, and they tax it. It's another way of gaining revenue without irritating the people and increasing taxes. Stop and think about those things. Isn't food and gas so you can get to work and so you can feed your family more important than gambling? Isn't food and gas more important than cigarettes? Oh, and here's my favorite one. Tattoos. Isn't food and the ability to get to work more important than tattoos? You know, all of these things are luxury items. All of them. Vacations at theme resorts. Ooh, there's one, spending $5,000 to $10,000 for a few days or a week for a family of four to go to a theme resort. Ooh. You got better places to put your money. And to me, it's just kind of common sense that you would put your money where your money needs to be put. Look, my wife and I, when we first got married, we were spit broke. Okay? We had a grocery store whose name I can't mention, but their big thing was we're the stock-up store. And they used to have these really cheap hot dogs. Okay? There were a pack of 10, and they were 59 cents. And they had chicken nuggets there. I think they were made out of chicken lips, but, you know, they filled the belly, and they were really cheap, and a loaf of bread at the time was 59 cents, and so we used to go there and do our shopping there. Why? Because it's what we could afford. Okay, we did not go out and go to casinos. We did not go get tattoos. We did not smoke cigarettes. We did not go buy alcohol. We did not do the things that suck up the money and pull the funds away from what is important in the house. It's called prioritizing. Yep, prioritizing. And part of the problem in our country is our government. It is a huge part of our problem. Our government likes to pull money out of our pockets, and we don't get a say over how it gets spent. We're supposed to be able to trust in the people that we elect in this republic to do that. Unfortunately, the last 4 years, it has not worked that way. But you can control the spending in your house. It'd be a great time to improve your health by quitting smoking. Be a great time to improve your health by quitting using marijuana or cannabis. And here's an interesting thing that I learned at a doctor's appointment last week. Cannabis use is a cause of gynecomastia. What is gynecomastia? It is a boost of estrogen in the body that causes men to get lumps in their chest, and essentially, the long and the short of it is you kind of start growing boobs. Because it reduces testosterone. So all you guys out there that like to get stoned and think you're these phenomenal lovers, the only one you're fooling is you. Ha ha! Yes, because it does affect a man in his no-no square. And yes, I just called man parts the no-no square because I'm not going to get vile and vulgar about it. But If you're using cannabis, you are not the great lover that you think you are when you're stoned. All right, the only one you're fooling is you. Alcohol, you're not a great lover when you're drunk. Nope. Going to the casino, you're going to lose your money. You won't have any money to take her out to dinner. You won't have any money to go on a date. My point to this is yes, the government is a big problem. So are we. When we are not properly using good stewardship to take care of the finances that we have earned and the blessings that we have been given, we're wrong. We're wrong. And the thing of it is, and I don't know where it happened, but somewhere in our country, people stopped saying, you know what, I'm wrong. Just like they stopped being able to sit down and have a cup of coffee and discuss their viewpoint on things without getting mad at one another. Look, just because I disagree with you on a particular issue or you disagree with me doesn't mean I hate you. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. I might disagree with you on an issue. If that puts frosting in your underwear and you don't like me, I do not care. I wasn't put on this planet to be your best buddy. I'm here for a reason other than that. But you could do this. You could have a cup of coffee and you can sit down and you can discuss things and listen and maybe try to understand the other person's viewpoint. It's going to do one of two things. It's either going to make you change your viewpoint or it's going to make you even more staunch in yours because you'll disagree with what the other person is bringing out. But it doesn't mean you have to hate somebody. This country is just so divided over everything. And like I said, yes, it is the government's fault. But yes, there are things that we can and should be doing so that we have food. There are things that we can and should be doing so that we can take care of the children in this country. Because no matter what you do, when you spend money, you waste money, and you're going out and you're not buying good food, or the government is wasting money, it's the kids who pay the price. It's the generations coming behind us that pay the price for our stupidity. We need to try and be more wise with what we do. And we don't. And we don't teach history. And if you don't learn history, as the saying goes, you are doomed to repeat it. And currently, that's what we've got going on in the United States. We are repeating history. History of stupidity. I hope you voted, regardless of whether you voted for a Republican, a Democrat, or you wrote somebody in. If you write me in, let me know. The point is, you got out and you did it. And then sit back and take a look at what you could be doing better with your finances. Look at what you could be doing to pay things off, get out of debt, and remind yourself, you don't need weed, you don't need alcohol, you don't need cigarettes, you definitely don't need to go to a casino and throw your money away. It's just stuff that's not needed. If you have the money, God bless you. But I still don't think you should be spending it on that when we have people who need help in our country. We sit there and we complain. We got people on the East Coast that got whacked by 2 hurricanes. Okay, and our inept FEMA didn't do anything. But Donald Trump was there. Elon Musk was getting things wired up. It's like private people. Man, don't rely on the government for everything because they will let you down every time. They will let you down every time. People are living in fear of their Social Security having problems. People living in fear of other problems. Guess what? If the government did what the government is supposed to do, you would never have to live in fear of things that you're supposed to get. And for the politicians who like to think that Social Security is a free account for them to borrow against all the time, that's wrong. That's not your money. That's taken out of our paychecks every payday. Okay? It's not what you like to call an entitlement, but we are entitled to it because it's our money. Personally, I think Social Security for the upcoming generations should be shut down. But see, they can't do that because the government's borrowed so much money from it that the young people that are out there working right now are paying Social Security benefits for guys like me. But that's supposed to be our money. That money was not supposed to be touched. That was money that was supposed to be put away for us, invested for us, so that when we retire, we're not destitute. Wow. Epiphany. Yeah. So think about what you're doing. Think about how you're spending your money. Think about your priorities. Straighten out your stewardship and have a blessed day. And as always, remember, I really appreciate you. If you don't like me, I don't care.